G'day Hexes, Havoc here. Today we're going to be looking at my Clash deck and a match from the Clash. This is a round 3 matchup, and it was a very exciting game with what was one of my longest games, I believe, with a lot of crazy stuff happening, so I figured I'd highlight this one. Before we actually jump into the game though, let's actually have a look at my deck itself. So I'm going to be using HEX PvP Tools, a great resource. Technically hexpvptools.net is the website. I recommend using it if you want to, check out meta decks for constructed, or just, it's got a lot of data there so that you can go through. So you can see here the results from the Clash itself. So this is from the Swiss. You can see I came second here with six wins. Actually, just noticing now I had, the highest personal win percentage. I think that's what T3 is. But anyway, so we want to obviously have a look at the deck. So you can see I'm Wild Diamond for Rico. And let's have a quick look. So I did get some decent rares. I had Wildlife. I have Exalted Pathfinder over here. Let's actually see if we can get this to... give me a sec. I guess I can click the card. But I'm sure most of you already know these cards. So Exalted Pathfinder there. And we've got the Wildlife, of course. 2 very powerful cards. Sadly, I never really got to do anything with Pathfinder. I always died. But good amount of 2-drops. This is my style of curve right here. Majority of the deck being 2-drops. As many quality ones as you can get. And as you can see here, there's some decent 2-drops in there. And the Mixologists actually are nice in the deck because I do have some big cards worth getting out sooner, especially like a turn 3 Pathfinder, which sadly I never got. But the Mixologist did help me cast Wildlife for just a little bit more. Especially, I don't know if I had any games where I had 2 of them out and was able to do that, but that does allow me to do it for a bit more, say a turn sooner, for example. Especially if I'm at, say, 7 resources, that's a nice interaction there. If I manage to save that, I did have some games where I turned for Skylancers thanks to this, which is nice. So Skylancers is another bomb in the deck there. So Skylancers being an uncommon, it's a 4/4 flyer that also gives you 2 Candlekin. Well, technically it's Illuminate, so if you do have other Candle, which my deck doesn't. But yeah, just a really solid card with some sweet artwork to boot. I also had a Ferret, Ebonhorn, Chomp Knight. Yeah, Into the Halls is great. One of my favorite cards. But yeah, so that's my deck really. That's pretty much it. I'll quickly show you my reserves to show you that I did have some decent, like Blood, for example, as well. So Thought Collector, Cruel Sentence, Deadeye. Let's see those others. So I had 2. No, they're not that great. They're fine, but yeah. So Unravel, some Scuttlecracks, Double Nyctophobias. My Blood was, just wasn't as good. Not especially things like Skylancer, Luxguard. 2 evasion troops, plus the value with Forico thanks to Skylancer and the 2 candles. So yeah, I decided not to go into Blood there. And Ruby's not bad as well, really. So I had some options, but overall I decided to go for the Wild Diamond, and obviously it worked out. But anyway, so yeah, you can always go check out all the data on HEX PvP Tools there. But that's enough of that. Let's actually jump into the game, because that's what you're here to see. So here we go. So what I'll do is I'll disable player speed. We're watching from my opponent's perspective. He's running a Sapphire Diamond, has a pretty nice opening hand. My opening hand is rather slow, but yeah, let's resume. Let's make sure I've disabled player speed. I will pause it throughout just to talk about various stuff when there's stuff to talk about. So I top decked a 2-drop, which is very good, because now I have, this has got Fate Weave. This is giving me a good blocker, good defense, as he's not going to want to trade. So I'm going to get down my 2-drop here. I'd also draw that, but I don't have this second diamond, so I'm not going to start getting the Into the Halls value just yet, unless I get the diamond. But as I said, I've got the Fate Weave over here, so that can get me another resource. So there's my opponent's very powerful card. I'll talk more about that later when it's actually relevant. So we're going to see myself Fate Weave here, and I then do attack because why? There's no reason not to. I'm happy to trade for this. And then I've got the defense, which he did pick up something that allows him to now swing in for 3 damage. He decides not to use it there for going for the damage, but he's leaving it open. And I play Into the Halls there just to get it on the board. I had no other plays anyway, besides voiding something, which none of these I deemed worthy of voiding yet because I had a good defense. I'm not going to trade with these candles. So at the moment, and this is I'm like, ooh, that's a bit annoying. I maybe need to void that. So, you know, I'm not going to do it yet. I'm happy to let him mill some cards. But it is something that, you know, it's attacking your life total, just a different life total. So I'm now losing 2 health a turn of my deck. Plus, you know, 3 technically because I'm drawing a card. So, you know, if he can just build up enough walls, up enough defense, he also gets another mill thing there, which I was like, I think I get rid of the flyer because I've got a flyer of my own which can start doing damage. And I don't want him to, you know, it's also a threat that he can attack me with, but also attack my deck with every action played. So I get a pretty decent turn there. Get a card draw off into the holes. So you can see I'm starting to develop a pretty decent board state. Got really nice stuff in hand. He's going to bounce my Fate Weave guy, which is fine. I'm going to start slowing. Let's enable player speed now. There we go. So it's now... Wait. Give me a sec. Enable player speed. There we go. So he's killed my flyer, which is like, oh, that's a shame. Let's see, so what... Let me see how I can do this again. Give me a sec. So I can actually manually end the delay. So I'll do that so, you know, you can follow it a bit easier. So, you know, at this point I'm like, alright, I might just wait for my charge power. This is annoying though because he's still got the mill guy. And I obviously use my removal on the flyer. So obviously I'm going to play my Pathfinder here. Play the resource, see what I draw. Also get the value off into the holes. So we should see that in a second. I guess I play, yeah, I'm deciding if I want to play, you know, this or play that and start getting it buffed. Which obviously I decided to get it buffed there. I draw a very nice trick. So he gives me another card draw. I'm also still one shot away. Now, yeah, so let's skip this delay there. I'm obviously still not going to attack. Don't really have any attacks. He can always multi-block this. It's just not worth it because then the candles get buffed. So no attacks there. Got a Nightfall doing a bit of damage. But yeah, so plays out that. And he's left up resources. And here I get my resource. So obviously I play my resource. I draw a card. Let's end the delay there just a second. So yeah, get some nice draws. I've now got the ability to battle something. So this and this needs to die, really. They're both very annoying. I get another dude there. So I don't remember exactly what I do this turn, but you know what? I know for a fact, I can tell you now, I was thinking, does this guy have Sunlit Sentence? And then he uses, I guess, no, it must be next turn, so maybe I didn't attack this turn. I think I waited to charge barrel for the next turn. So maybe, you know, because you got a lot of resource open, but I know I thought about this card. It wasn't this turn because he did exhaust a troop on attacking, so it wasn't this turn. Now I probably could, did I swing? Yeah, I must have swung with some things here. So I'm killing that. Oh, right, yeah, so that's how it happened. So yeah, so, and now I'm like, alright, I can do some, you know, good damage here. And I'm like, he's got 5 open. I think he's got it, and I'm thinking, and I thought, so let's pause here. And this is my thought process was like, I think he's tapping that dude down to make me think he doesn't have it. Like, I literally was like, oh, okay, I think he might have it here. So I didn't swing with everything. I did play around it slightly, but not enough. You know, I still swung with more than I should have. So what's happening there? Is it paused still? Resume. So yeah, so I still swung with, I shouldn't have swung with this, I don't know. Yeah. I was a bit like, F it. Because, you know, I have the trick, and I was hoping, you know, it is limited after all. I was hoping he didn't have it. But, so technically I did actually swing with everything, because this couldn't swing. So, yeah, I thought I actually did play around it slightly, because I did think about it. Should have held this back at the very least. At the very least. Possibly even this. Yeah. Anyway, so that blows me out. Alright, so that's, you know, massive. Massive for him. So, let me just end the delay there. Resume the game. So, he gets the double verdict as well, which I don't remember what he gets. But I'm still okay in terms of my defenses. But obviously, you know, my deck size, you know, I'm going to deck out first. If we just draw this game out. So, let me just... Resume would be nice. There we go. So, let's disable player speed again, and I'll pause as need be. So, I kill that, figured might as well. He might have some constant stuff, but I just need to keep his health. So that's annoying because, you know, he also plays all that, but I have the answer for that, so it's okay. And that's why I didn't mind using this effect as well. So he does play out something, which would have been dangerous had I not had the chomp node still. So, build my board state up again, which is a pretty decent state. It's going to keep me protected, so really, you know, I need to wait for other stuff. Now, at this point, I'm like, oh, I know I still have that card right there, the wildlife, in my deck, so I'm okay waiting. I've also got the mixologist trigger here, so all I need to do is get one more shard to play it for 5 free 5-drops. So, well, free, then it costs 1 card. So I Fate Weave a shard here, letting this die. Actually, no, I get to kill the biggest blocker, and I don't want to kill this yet, because then he gets 2 5/5 candles. So he now then sculptings and gets 2 5/5 candles anyway, because he does that on there. He also gets very good removal, but very good removal isn't going to cut the mustard when I get my shard, because we guaranteed it. I put Swift Track over here, even though I know he's got this. Figured whatever. So I do that for the full amount there. Now I get some interesting things here. So first we get this, which gets me 2 dudes that are dead cards. I can never play them, so disregard those. But I get Wild Knight, which, you know, he's my worst 5-drop basically, so I'm transforming him to a 6-drop. And I actually get a very good hit. My opponent has the removal for it though. But it's a very good hit, you'll see it in a second. But you'll see here, because it's the same shards, cost +1, you do it on a Blood Wild Troop, you're pretty much going to get Yazukan. And that's what I get. So, you know, good interaction there with that type of card. Now, the other interesting thing here is the Virtuoso. So, when a Valorous troop you control attacks, you conscript an Ardent troop. So, now there's that, and I also gained a Valor troop, which gave me a Valor. And I have a Phantom over here, which I believe, yeah, I got from playing the Shard. So that, now I have a troop that can attack and generate more troops. So that's my now game plan. Obviously this, you know, I'm like, oh sweet, that's really good. I got 2 flyers. He's taking 1 a turn over there, and now, so he kills the big guy. I'm like, oh okay, that's now negating here. But I've still got this plan. So I can now Valor this flyer. I also get Ferret, which I get rid of the Tapper. And he doesn't exhaust the flyer, because, you know, I mean, technically he probably should have, but... So now I've got the Valor on there, and I just gained a free dude, which I forgot to play. I just ended my turn out of habit there, forgetting that I was actually going to get that. So, it didn't really matter though. It wouldn't have made a difference because it can't attack. So, again, so I'm drawing a shard thanks to getting another flyer, which is great. So now I have this, and now here's the kicker. I just gained a troop that gives me another Valor while playing another flyer. So now I have double generation, you know, and more damage, of course, but I've got, you know, the Valor for more damage, and then I get 2 free troops every turn. So let's resume. So obviously it's looking great. I got, yeah, 6 cards in my deck. So I'm getting low, so obviously the race is on, and that's where this was clutch. Getting the Valors, like the first Valor was clutch. Like if I didn't get the first Valor, my damage would be very slow, and I wouldn't have got, you know, a free troop there. I got this for free. That was generated. You know, that's generated. I drew that. So I drew a couple more flyers. I still might have got there before I decked out, but how this panned out, you know, obviously I can also full swing it at some point. He's also at the point where he needs to start healing. So he's, you know, he attacked before with his other healer, attacked now with that healer just to generate, and I'm still drawing flyers. So at this point, you know, did the math, realized I can kill him, generate a bunch more troops. But yeah, so the wildlife for 10 there really just made sure I could win the game before decking out there, before drawing out. But I still might have got there, because I fortunately still had several flyers still in my deck. But the other downside could have been, you know, like this could start, you know, he had another one of those, so it might, you know, might not have been quick enough, who knows, and he might have got into draw, because, you know, I did get a lot of value out of that overall. But yeah, so that was the end of that first game. And then the second game, I mean, we could have a look at it. It wasn't as exciting. He didn't get, he's like awesome cards, like, you know, Sunlit Sentence in the second game. But he did, yeah, and I think I cast Wildlife for 8 in the second game and Charge Parrot in the same turn. So I got 4 free 4-drops in the second game, and that pretty much secured me the second game. But let's bring up HEX PvP tools again real quick. And it doesn't want to work. Alright, give me a second. This window is minimized. No, it's not. No, it's not. Let's try this again. Okay, you want to be a floobs? That's how you're going to play it? Alright. select region. Have to redo this. Only does seems to. I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, let me just recapture that and see if I can get that to display. Nope, it's bugged. Oh, there we go. So yeah, that was my round 3. So I made Shinchan round 1. Let's scroll down. So round 1, round 2 I was against a Sapphire Wild deck. So yeah, I remember 2-0, 2-0, and then yeah, managed to 2-0 that guy, which, you know, the Sunlit obviously was scary, but managed to bring it back with the Wildlife. Then I lost to Hevka, who had a pretty sweet deck, as you can see. I lost actually 0-2. I remember drawing really badly and just did basically nothing. Like I had a, I played out Pathfinder. I remember I played that against him, and it died. I didn't get any value out of it. But he had Skylancer down, and I was actually stuck on 4 shards. So I had Pathfinder down actually, and it didn't die straight away. But after like 3 or 4 draws of not getting a shard, having Skylancer in my hand, and just, you know, if I just had one more shard, I would have been able to play that to block out his one, because he had that out killing me and some other stuff. So I basically just did a whole lot of nothing in one of the games. Might have been game 2 of it. But yeah, he had a pretty sweet deck there. You know, this card's a bomb. Ballastar's a bomb. Spitfire, he was Entities. Entities good. You know, he's got, you know, a good curve. You know, good curve is obviously important. And he's got it. I'm not a huge fan of Unstable Upgrade. I don't like that type of card. Really, Rampage is okay. I'm still not a huge fan of it. Flame Barrage, I'm not a huge fan of either. Just a bad top deck. So let's just have a quick look, just curiosity's sake. Did he have things that would have been, you know, what would I have done differently, or were they the only options he really had? So he's Ruby Diamond, so let's have a quick look. So Lasher, I'm not a huge fan of that either. If you get it down early, it'll do work, you know, turn 1. But anything other than that, it's going to run off to its own death. So Agent, I probably would have ran over one of those cards I said I didn't like. Brutal Brawler's okay as well, I guess. I think that's the card I'm thinking of. So, yeah, it's okay. I don't think this is... Yeah, this is not that great. So really... Not much else really, so I can't really blame him too much for running it. I mean, Treat Machine's actually pretty decent. I would have ran Treat Machine over one of those cards as well. I like Treat Machine. It can, you know, get you some health, get you some charges, which gets you just some more portal shenanigans. Anyway, so then the next round was Eddswar. He had a pretty sweet deck as well, as you can see. His curve, though, is pretty terrible based on what we see here. But I remember this kept killing my Exalted Pathfinder, or at least killed it in one game. Maybe both. But it was annoying. But he did curve out fine in the games. But obviously it's still not a great curve to have. You want to have, you know, your 2-drops with a lot more than just one card. It's a good one, but yeah. Not a great curve, but he still... did he make... No, he didn't make the top 8, but he got close, I think. Then I was against Manifesto, 2-0 there. So again, I mean, his curve is okay, but the 4s is too many. And then he's got 2 6s as well. So not a great curve. Does he have the ramp? He's got 1 Ready to Rumble, 1 Wild Speaker from Shan Insurance. He's also got Pocket Army, which is great. He's also got 2 lethal guys. So his actual anti-aggro is pretty good right here. But I still probably wouldn't run this many. Like, I'd probably cut like 1 Slinger, 1 Burster. I mean, it depends if he has other options, so let's have a quick look. So Shredder's okay, gets another 2-drop. Let's see any other 2-drops. Nah, not really. But I'd probably put a Shredder in over one of those 4s, because, you know, you just want to improve your curve. Because he does have good anti-aggro, but yeah, it's still... That's a lot of 4s. But anyway, I know he did pretty well. And then, yeah, my last round opponent was Radger, who had Frostlock and Enlightened and some pretty good stuff. But yeah, and then we went to the top 8. Now, he was my first round opponent. I'll quickly show that here. I was meaning to make this video short. I apologize. So I'll quickly just show you my really flooby draft. Like I guess just where I was positioned, you know, in the draft seat basically. Yeah. So this was my opponent. We'll have a look at his deck. So he was Fariko, Blood Wild. And there's my deck, obviously. But yeah, so he basically killed me with Wild Knight and Mesa Wildspeaker, both games. Really just did a number on me. Game 1, he did Wild Knight onto Wildspeaker, and it turned into Brosy Bouncer, which then he attacked with it and transformed 2 of his dudes. You know, the Wild Knight went to a 7-drop, which it wasn't a 7-drop that I couldn't deal with. I had Volcanic Portal to kill it. I had a Deadeye that, minus down the 7-drop by 1, then I could Volcanic Portal it. But it was just a little bit too much because the 2-drop turned into a 4, which ended up being like a 6-2. And yeah, like I would have won the game if he got like just a mediocre transform, basically, based on how it played out after that interaction. I'm fairly confident I would have won. Like I ended up drawing like 7 Swamp Gas in a row, and just had to try and like because he had still a big dude on the board, I would have to like throw them all at the dude, hoping to draw something like Unravel, which you can see here. But yeah, so I ended up wasting all that gas and that, and then I had to chump block his big dude multiple times. And yeah, so I just, because I had some decent cards. I actually went into Ruby very late in the draft. Got something like this, I think pack 2, and it was a very, very bad draft based on where I was sitting. But maybe I'll do a video on, because you can actually replay the draft on this website. I'll show you how to do that in a moment, but yeah, so a pretty mediocre draft. I went, Swamp Up, had an Alacrity, had a bunch of actions. Runic Madness actually did some work every game against him, got rid of 2 cards from him, which was nice, but the thing that killed me was Wild Knight game 1 on Brosy, did a little bit too much. And then game 2 he had Runic Decay, killed 2 of my dudes for free basically, and then he did Mesa Wildspeaker, Wild Knight again, and this time got Exalted Pathfinder, which he didn't. I had to basically then use removal on it because I couldn't just leave it on the board. So that meant leaving the Wild Knight free to roam to kill me, and I had to hope to draw another removal or get the portal, because I believe I used a Volcanic Portal to kill Exalted Pathfinder. But yeah, two really good rares from that transform really screwed me over. And then the icing on the cake for game 2, even though I did get rid of most of his threats, he did Jubilant Destiny, which just put it over the top. So yeah, he just did it for 7. He had a bit of ramp, so it flooed me, and I just drew nothing. But so it was annoying. It's always annoying. And that, I made a forum post. Some of you have probably already seen it. I do think that everyone who makes the top 8 should get some cash. It'd be nice. It would be nice. But anyway, you can read the forum thread if you want to check that out. I go into obviously detail on my opinions on that. But yeah, so let me just quickly show you how to. You can click this button right here, replay draft. And so what I'll do here, it's going to load real quick. So it loads all the draft data, and you can see everybody's picks and what they're passing and all that sort of cool stuff. It's really awesome in the way this works. So you can see PRG here. You can click Show Picks. Now he actually went for the Unravel first. If it was me, I would have went for the Grumpus. It's a flyer, and yeah, pretty powerful effect. And Sapphire is also likely to be open, especially in a top 8 draft. But anyway, so all of you did end up winning. He ended up getting 2 Sour Grumpus and quite a lot of floobs. He took me first. That's pretty funny. But yeah, so I took Exalted Cavalist first. Pretty strong card. But yeah, you can and you can see here. I was like, all right, I could take a Blood card. I could take the Diamond card. Blood Diamond is one of the best things if it gets going, but it's very heavily competed with because it is, right? It's just, this is the highest impact card though in the pack. If for whatever reason it's open, I took it just to see, because it's still early in the draft. I'll just go over a few picks here, and at this point again I'm like, all right, I could take Killblade, I could take Sentence. Killblade's the better pick there. But highest impact is what we want to look at. Toothing Claw has a potential for a very high impact, being able to target 2 troops and give Swift Strike and extra damage. So I took that there. Wait a sec, did I? Yeah, so the Choir I put in my reserve. So I got 2 Ruby cards. That's another reason why I took that, in case the candle stuff works out. And then we see here, another Orchie, and I'm like, oh, it's a shame I didn't take that previous one. But there's also a Porker, but I don't know, the wild stuff. So I've got 1 good Blood card, I've got a good Ruby card. Corpse Lily is a good card, good anti-aggro, and just good value overall. It's obviously not as good as this. I would say it's they're comparable. But yeah, like it's just hard to get in that color. So I was like, all right, I'll take the color that I'm maybe gonna get into. So I let that go, take the little guy there, and then I see a Luminite 4th pick, or 5th pick is this, yeah, wait, 5th pick. So I'm like, alright, well that's interesting. And honestly, the rest of this pack is garbage. It's all floobs, it's terrible. Unless, you're not going to obviously take a Kindle Kit over this. So I take that with just like, alright, well that's late pick. Maybe some of the candle stuff starts getting to me. So, next pack, oh, okay, never mind. So I get a Deadeye, because that's the best card there for me. As I have, 3 blood cards now. Next pack, Cruel Sentence, because again, the pack is garbage. For the most part. Another pack that's garbage. Could start thinking about Wild, but I'm happy to take Madness like as a one-of. I like that card. And here I see Swooping Gravitross, which is a good card. 2 for 1, gets you a portal card, and it's an evasion troop. A lot of wild stuff as well to consider, and there was also an Execute. I do end up taking this just to see where I end up, because I don't know where I'm going to be. Blood is most likely my primary. But yeah, so then this pack's another just garbage pack. So I'm like, okay, I'll just take this shitter. So, and then there's the Killblade, and I'm like, well, maybe I do end up going Sapphire. So, this getting a free Phantom and a 2/1 is good value. So I decide, in case I need to do that. The Killblade, it's I expect some people to be in Candles, and Killblade isn't good against Candles. So then I get a decent 4-drop, so I'm okay with that. I just take this because whatever, everything else is garbage. This because whatever isn't garbage, it's garbage. It's garbage. It's garbage. So then I opened Demented Whispers, and I took it. Now I could have obviously taken a Burster or even an Exile, but again, because I don't know where I'm gonna be, and maybe I could still do some shenanigans. I just took it because I was a bit greedy at the same time, but I was not really caring too much about the options there. I mean, this is the best card, but I wasn't feeling that confident in Sapphire really working out for me. So I just took the value just because, why not? I'll just get rid of 1 pick to take that. Then I get past 1, so I'm like, oh, okay, well the pack's garbage again. So I'll take another one. So now I have 2, and now there's an actual possibility I might run them depending on how the rest of the draft goes. So I put them in my reserves because it's still unlikely, because there is a lot of downsides to that type of card. If you keep redrawing it, you'll empty their hand, but then once they're top decking, they're putting troops down, and if you keep drawing something like this, it's a dead card. You get to attack their deck, but that's it. You might just die to the troops they put down, sort of type of thing. So anyway, then I get a Hag, which is nice, and it does work with the free Phantom troop over here. And anyway, Hag is the best pick for me. There's nothing here for me that I care for. I could have taken a 6-drop, but I don't want a 6-drop. Yeah, so I'm just like, screw it, I'll just deny someone the bully. Nyctophobia is a good pickup. And yeah, so it's and then Unravel, which is fine, but then it's just very much just garbage. A lot of garbage in here. I take another Lixil because again I got the Hags, that's an option. It's just garbage. And then I'm like, alright, Volcanic Portal because it's the best card, Volcanic Portal because it's the best card, Spitfire because it's the best card, Warden because it's good defense, blah blah blah. And then I open Sabretooth, so now it's like, alright, maybe Ruby with Blood is what I'm going to end up doing. So I take that because it's the best card, and High Impact. I take an Ice there because it's garbage again. So, just, yeah. So you can look here at the progress of everyone else, so you can see all of you who won it has 2 Grumpus, Merry Mascot, great cards, double Zephyr, which is fantastic. So he's got a sweet deck already, some of them, like this one, it's not great. Like these are all. Confession of Embers is good, but his curve isn't the greatest, so his isn't working out too great for him. But you can see, PRG has a decent, okay deck over here. He's obviously taking a lot of my blood, the Floober. But yeah, a lot of people ended up in Diamond, which is expected. But anyway, well, that's pretty much, it just was mediocre for me in the position I was in. So my deck didn't end up. But yeah, the transform luck from my opponent got me. yeah, feel free to, you know, if you want to go look at the draft from the perspective of all these 8 players, you can do it there. But I'm going to end it there. I think this video is long enough already. That's 30 minutes. Crap on toast. That's a bit too long. I apologize again. But yeah, if you did make it through all this for whatever reason, or you've skipped through, well, thank you for watching, and feel free to leave a comment. But yeah, I'm going to end that there. So that was a bit of a showing of the clutch, the match there, a match, and then the draft from the top 8. So, flibbity floobs, my friends, flibbity floobs. That is pretty much it. So let me get rid of that, floobs. And let me say again, thank you for watching, and take care.